All right, I was waiting for the beep, I think. All right, yeah, we definitely clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure having you guys here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, what I do as a spiritual healer is that, well, besides the most obvious, which is to help you to heal, but most importantly, the goal is for you to become Christ-like, Krishna-like, and Buddha-like. And what that simply means at this point, it's anyone who has attained. I help you to attain a highest level of understanding about who you are, but at the same time, becoming a greater version of you. You can only be the best of you by being the best of you. So knowing who you are and being who you are, I mean, it has to be all one, right? And ultimately, that is the goal. So that's essentially what I do. That's the true type of healing that I do. This is the life that I bring into your life. This is how I'm giving sights to the blind by giving you a better understanding of what you're already looking at. In other words, I give you the sight for you to look past beyond the veil. And you see, all of these things are, I mean, dope, let's just say, statements or phrases. I mean, this is where the mystery comes in now. I mean, with mysticism, and just so you guys know, there's nothing spooky about it. What this is actually referring to, especially if this is your first time, it's just the mystery is the thing that you don't know, how you got here. And at the same time, as and even to know about you, there's more to you than just the physical you. This is all part of the mystery here. So this is why in just a second I'll be talking about spirituality. But then again, this is already your life. That's what you need to become conscious of. And this is where the self-awareness is. You having that deeper understanding about who you are. And then now who you are now, there's your physical aspect and then the non-physical aspect of it. And this is what they call the dark side. This is when you're stepping into the mystery or you become mystics. No spook here again, your reality in itself. I mean, if that spooks you, then I mean you should be spooked by reality alone. Is it air that you're breathing? What do we call nuclear? What is oxygen? Do you see what I'm saying? Is it prana? That good ass prana? Which one is it? So again, I'm showing you like the mystery, what we are all surrounded by. Pick a fucking name. Again, those are non-physical things. So to look at yourself only from a physical perspective, that's like saying you only know half of the truth now, which is not the entire truth. And this is why, in so many words, like the Indian, they call this a fucking illusion. That's what they call it, Maya. But all of that shit is just you. In other words, as a spiritual healer, I help you to become a better version of you. And you can only do that by now grasping the non physical aspect of you. Now you adding on to you, you becoming more. So you understand that you are physical and more. And this is in that little more, then you become born again. That's when your identity shift, because now you're no longer looking at yourself from just a physical perspective, but now you also understand, oh shit, I'm also a spiritual being. Then because you understand that about you now, then now you're feeding that spiritual side of you. Then you understand, hey, listen, man, besides dick and pussy, I need to feed that part. It's very substantial to even my very existence. This is why you need to become intelligent. This is what they're telling you or what they mean by the nuns physical things, but that are more substantial than anything. This is when also to master your life too, you would have to master the things that you don't see about you. So again, this whole spiritual shit, it's your reality. I guess I'm making it cool, huh? mm. I guess that's where I come in, to do that realignment, for people to understand, being in your following yourself. Listen, that's the best thing you can ever do. And we all need that. The world needs it. Only then when you're sharing your gifts. I mean, you can't be sharing your gifts if you're not valuing you. I mean, you can't embrace the gift and not, the package that it comes in. And you know, and along that side with the gift itself, it comes with the burden too. That's when the pain comes in too, for you to fully excavate yourself and bring, to become that true illuminating. I mean, in truly illuminated one. And that's what the Illuminati should be all about. Do you see what I'm saying? Not the conspiracy shit that you motherfuckers are attached to, and that's giving power to it when there's nothing illuminated about anything that you guys are mentioning that this group Illuminati is doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Again, you're looking at, how do you look at it so wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you like, you don't even judge that? You didn't even question that? Like, what's illuminated about that? That's some fuckery, man. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, but these are the things that for you to become the best version of you too. As a spiritual healer now, I help you to become mentally and emotionally balanced. That's where this is needed. Now, after a long period, long 6 minute of introduction, you know what I'm saying? Allow me to introduce you to this as well. To a whole other side of me. This is the time where you feel free to take a break. If don't go too far because I'm still gonna be here. You know, just you know. Mm-hmm. I hope you guys are having a good time out there, man. Like, listen, man, this is a whole new season. Mm. Godspeed, man. This is why, for me too, let me say this before I even get started. This is why the divine spirituality is very personal to me. I mean, how can it not be? If you understand your essence, it's just a matter of, ignorance. You know what I'm saying? So, if you truly understand everything I just said when it comes to our essence, and that goes for everybody, right? So, the concept, or even, you know, saying like whose God is better, it's just like, that lets me know too. Whoever God you claim to be better, you don't even know what God is. So the last thing your God is going to be, it's not going to be better at all. In fact, I mean, you're contradicting yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because, and what I see also taking place in Christianity and religion, for the most part, is that we're not looking at the practicality of these things. As a result, it becomes a myth. Even to talk about heaven and hell, it's just a fucking imaginary shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if there's a heaven or if there's a hell, like, what the hell? I'll find out when I get there. Because do you know anybody who's talking about it, knows anything about it? Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas, but now, if you want to talk about, hell and heaven being here, your own elevation, or you bringing your new heaven, which is your new understanding, your new way of looking at life, this is more on a practical level. And that's what you do when you become spiritual. And that's what becoming spiritual is. It's not that you were not spiritual before, but now you acknowledging that part of you now. Then now you understand. That's why for me, I meditate. I understand why is it important for me to be receptive. So I do some practical spiritual shit, you know what I'm saying, to keep my third eye open, to do certain things because I understand the meaning of these things and what they mean. To be receptive to knowledge, to be a vessel, now you have to open yourself up. And guess what? As a holder of wisdom, you become wise yourself. And that goes to show you too about our essence. It's almost like you have a message, but yet you are also the message. And this is all the different aspect of us, that the Bible or whichever, let's just say, um, mystery school that you're learning from is actually telling you. You see what I'm saying? So now people like the whole concept of hell and it becomes this imaginary shit. That's why there's no practicality in it. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking okey doke, man. Like really, that's what it is. And that's crazy. Now, how about some mind control for you? How about some mind control for that ass? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're wondering what the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying? If somehow you spoke by the term mind control, it's right in front of you. This is why, for you to become the true illuminated one, you have to become the master of your own mind and your own emotions. And that's what I help you with as a spiritual healer. Do you see what I'm saying? And why is that? Because your emotions have an impact on how you see things. So therefore, your emotions will is part of is you manifesting your reality, if you want to put it that way. You see what I'm saying? So you can't, and by being emotions, like you have, that's why you have to acknowledge your fucking emotions. This is when the whole aspect of doing your shadow work comes in. As a fucking kid, if you had any type of disappointment, well, they have an impact on you. When you're doing the shadow work, this is you acknowledging, that's why there's a term in the occult. Niggas are saying you healing that wounded child. This is you acknowledging, okay, this is what happened. This is how I became to be like this. That all goes to show you this is why you need therapy, man. We all need that shit. You know what I'm saying? And spirituality, in so many words, is doing a big chunk of it. That's why we are the mentalist or the alchemist, however the fuck you want to call it. Again, this is your regular life. Me now as a spiritual healer, this is why I always tell people I'm doing God's work. This is where my job now is to help you. I'm serving you, which is an honest. This is an honor for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also telling you too, like because you have people who have also woke up to that knowledge, who's living that life, but yet their job is not to communicate it. This is all part of my spiritual healing, thing. You know hmm You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly what is it that I'm doing and how to do it too. This is why I'm giving you these good words, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so now going back to hold up, player. That was a lot said here. In between these things, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna puff in and out. Puff out. You know what I'm saying? Inhale, exhale, baby. Hmm. You understand what I'm saying? This is where, and I also want to say this because it's coming to my mind. Shout out to brother Bobby Hemmett, who's been telling you niggas spirituality is not a behavioral shit. Because what this is how turned down to, I mean, instead of you being who you are, Now it became like a certain, you guys are conditioning it. In other words, I mean, you would probably say to yourself, well, I mean, if you're such a spiritual healer or speaker, well, why are you smoking? Or why do you even drink? First of all, my response to that is I can. And if you don't believe me, let me show it to you. You thought that I couldn't? You thought that I couldn't do it? Why not? What you think somehow I was limited to what? I do whatever the fuck I want, man. Not to confuse true spirituality with a behavior type of thing. And yes, what I'm saying too doesn't mean because I'm spiritual too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It simply means like I don't do shit for your validation. I'm in harmony with the God in me. And anybody who's animated by the spirit too, this is why people like us, you know what I'm saying, truly who have done the work, like there's certain things you would not do. But me not doing them, let's just say I'm not gonna rape your bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's not something I'm not gonna, well, unless, you know what I'm saying, if I'm being threatened. You know what I'm saying? And if you come for me, now listen, this is a whole different game. Do you see what I'm saying? Like when they come for me, I tell them, listen, that's what I was looking for. This is the excuse I needed. That's the thing that they never knew. Do you see what I'm saying? Because to truly being you, man, like I'm with all of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, which side do you want? You know what I'm saying? This is why we understand the Ogu principle and the Yoshun principle, man. This is why they come together. You feel me? So how do you want it? You know, man? So I mean, I was just random. I was just random, you know, intended or none, or not or none intended doesn't make a difference. Really doesn't make a difference. So I mean, it's really gonna be, let me say, how you want it. If it's intended, it's right then and there. It's not intended. Well, shit, nigga. I guess we got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so now, I was talking about the whole shadow work stuff. We're talking about your emotion side. So again, these are all things that as, a human being that we all go through. That's why we have therapists. And then when you go see a therapist, this motherfucker's asking you about questions, shit that happens to you 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Trying to help you to identify certain things. That's what the motherfucker's doing. He's holding that mirror for you to see. See yourself. That's why some people through therapy, they would learn how to become more accountable, whatever the fuck the situation is. Again, those are your essence, regardless of what you look like. And this is what spirituality should be about. Do you see what I'm saying? What you dress like, how you behave, the things that you drink, the things you don't drink, the people you hang around with, the people you don't hang around with. I mean, shit, this is to your own benefit, nigga. Had nothing to do with fucking you being who you are. This is why true spirituality has nothing to do, it's not behavior based. You know what I'm saying? Whatever is behavior based is reward based. It's fake. And that's what a lot of people do. This is what your society does for you. So now a lot of people are approaching spirituality with that same lens, which is crazy because spirituality should help you to shatter that fucking understanding. See, this is now what you're doing at this point. You're trying to put new wine into old bottle, like dirty bottle too. It's gonna stink. Like the smell, the taste is not gonna be good at all. This is why you have to become new. And if you becoming new, knowing if you used to look at yourself based on what you look like, now becoming Christ like now, you're looking at your spirit. And when you do, this is how you converted, like you change, you become a new being. Again, those are practical shit. So if your understanding of what God is and how God is being applied into your life is not practical, it's like, what the fuck are you really talking about? Do you see what I'm saying? It's almost like, what's the point of even you doing that? Well, for most people, it's very lucrative. You know, all your niggas was teaching you the game. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay God. You know what I'm saying? And it's even said that in the Bible too. So niggas are making you pay for God, man. Literally. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest too, I don't have anything against that. But now my question to you though, like is how, I mean, what do you get in return though? You see what I'm saying? What are you getting in return? I know what they promise you. Like your life will get better, this and that. Giving, but to give is to receive any fucking way. What are you giving, and what is it that you're giving, and how is being given back to you? What's your reward for it, man? Is it for the sake of validation, or is it for the sake for yourself? See, this is when the people within, that when you're moving within, you don't look at what's on the fucking outside. When I'm being myself, your validation is not needed. I mean, you could say whatever the fuck you want. I mean, shit, it's a free country, but it got nothing to do with me, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm comfortable enough too, man, to live my own truth, man. I suck my own dick, niggas. I'm comfortable enough just to do that. And this is where I think for a lot of people, man, it's this is where it becomes a shocker. You see what I'm saying? And this is where, if you know, as you're becoming that Christ, this is when Judas, the betrayal, all of these things have to take place. Anybody who have ever became the Christ, or the illuminated one, who went from 0 to 100, or from 0 to 1, or from negative to positive, I mean, these are the things that you're going to have to deal with. And that Christ consciousness, man, is about, that path, that awakening. So now, going back to being emotional, oh man, we got some shit to talk about tonight, man. Today, oh man, we're gonna talk about some shit, man. I mean, I guess like I'm already not talking about some shit, huh? I know. Mm. Okay, so now that's why for you to attain that highest level of consciousness, man, you got to be emotionally balanced, and that's what being emotionally balanced has to do with. It's you acknowledging or understanding what's triggering you. What does that? Where's that coming from? Because the minute you even acknowledge that to begin with, you'll start to notice a halt in it. That's when people be like, you know what, I used to be like this. When you start to acknowledge, what I'm saying, sort of, for lack of a better term, your monster. Different spiritual system call it your dragon, your whatever the fuck, right? But the idea has to do with your personal growth and how you going through that. And that goes for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? My transformation is also your transformation. However, you still got to go through it, though. You see what I'm saying? It's your confirmation because now I'm letting you know it has been done. That's what Jesus, the whole Jesus thing, it's all about. It's not for you not to experience or become like him. It's for you to do the exact that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you guys are turning this shit into a theory shit where it becomes just a book thing. There's no practicality in it. There's no growth and development. There's no experience. So in other words, I mean, there's no life in you. And somehow that didn't spark up the life in you. Because I know for me, it definitely did that. And now I am the living proof of those words. Oh, I am the writing on the wall, man. That has been made flesh. Mm. Trust and believe. But anyway, and this is where giving you the good words comes in. But at the same time, it's saying, it's giving you the sight. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I mean, those who are supposed to get it, listen, they will get it. And I speak for you, man. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand. Like, even Jesus speaking in parables, man, that's how you have to speak, man. Because you got to understand the use of parables or metaphors is the loudest way to speak. This is what true spiritual or true masters do, man. We master the word of speech. And we understand too, when I talk about the good word or the power of words, it's not in the meaning of something, stupid motherfuckers. It's not a meaning of a word. It's how those words are being combined and what's being said and how it's being said. And it's being said in ways that even if I wanted to explain it to you, I mean, you caught it in a way it's like nothing needs to be said. Again, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. So it bypassed the intellect or the logic and it hit right home. And this is the home that needs, this is the you now that needs to come out. You know what I'm saying? That's that man within. I mean, it could be said in so many different ways, but you know what I'm saying? That's attaining that highest level of understanding, man. And about who you are. Oh, you're gonna love this. Everything about it is love. It's made up of love. How can you hate it? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give you an option not to love it. You feel me? Yo, shout out this nigga beloved, man. I see you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Another great speaker, man. You know what I'm saying? Another tribe member. Hmm. You know what I'm saying? Who understand, like, because, and this is how even us Haitian niggas, man, like, when we created Creole, a lot of people don't understand, man. Even black people over here, you know what I'm saying? We fucking created Ebonics. There's an energy that comes with that. To truly understand when people are saying, yeah, you speak black, what they're truly saying, there's a mentality. It's not a stupidity in terms of, what I'm saying, not using certain words and none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a retarded way of looking at it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But to be in your nigga shit, I mean, you know what I mean? You have to see it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? When I got to see my nigga self, I'm like, shit, nigga, no way. We gonna nigga for life. You hear me? We niggering for life, man. A life, nigga. I give a fuck. You got me fucked up. I'm a nigga for the rest of my life, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And for the afterlife too. And if I need to come back, I'll come back a nigga on top of it. I'm just niggerizing the whole thing, nigga. The fuck? Got me fucked up, man. Niggerizing out here, man. Okay. So again, your emotion plays such a big part in you, man. How you see life. This is why, what I'm saying, people telling you, what I'm saying? That's why you have to acknowledge your emotion, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's too much invested in your emotions. There's so much when you don't want to be vulnerable, like you're not, that's why you're doing yourself a disservice. You know what I'm saying? And those who knows, your vulnerability is your strength. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're able to see that side of you, it gives you strength, man. You embrace who you are and you get stronger. This is why vulnerability, you know what I'm saying? It's something you have to practice, nigga. You know what I'm saying? A little bit until you become powerful. And in fact, this whole conversation, you know what I'm saying? Those are the different, ah, the different pieces of yourself that you need to collect for you to become the true illuminated one. And we're gonna be taught. Oh man, you already see the title, man. I'm jumping ahead of time here, but keep that in mind. How can you not acknowledge your fucking emotions? And this is why being emotionally intelligent comes in. You know what I'm saying? That's when sometimes when you think you're being tough, you truly being a bitch. Do you see what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with being tough, really. Because when truly to be tough, man, you handle your fucking emotion, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what men do, man. You know what I'm saying? That's when self control, all that shit comes in. There's nothing weak about that, man. But when you're not there yet, that's when you act out, you know what I'm saying? Or you got to show anybody. But once you got it, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Come on, man. When you know, you know. So it's not even to your benefit not to acknowledge your emotions. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of bitch assness are being created from not acknowledging your emotions. And now people are calling you emotional. You don't even see it. And another way that people just fucking try to masquerade their fucking non-emotional acknowledgement. Okay, I'm being wordy right now. I'm so smart. I'm using big words, niggas. Mm-hmm. 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 The fuck was I talking about? Nah, man. By you not acknowledging your emotions, I mean, it's almost like your emotions now has taken over you. And this is why your monsters, you know what I'm saying? If either you control your monster, and there's so many different ways it's being said in, as part of different spiritual, let's just say, practices, and also, what the so called esoteric knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's why you need to understand that shit. Again, practical shit. Your actual life. As a man thinketh, so he becomes. That goes for, I don't give a fuck what school you go to, what master degree that you have, or which school you got it from. That goes for everybody. I don't give a fuck if you stupid, if you dumb, you can't make fucking the right decision. That's why the nigga that says I can is right, and the nigga that said I can't is also right. And then at the end, they tell you life is what you make it, my nigga. You know anybody whose life is not what they make it? I mean, I understand life do happen though. You know what I'm saying? But then again, this is where you actually come into, right? I mean, we all go through our little, you know what I'm saying, initiation, or every time I mean, I know for me, my God, man, the past fucking 5, 6 months, bro. Woo! You know what I'm saying? But that, which was needed. You know what I'm saying? But we had to calm the storm though. It was a storm. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, because we molded a certain way. I mean, like they say, hammer shatters glasses, but it forges swords, and we are swords. Man, here's another aspect of you becoming Christ-like too, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The old shit gotta go, the new shit, and as you introducing that new shit, this is where now people try to tell you about. That's why they tell you if you go for the kingdom of God, nothing else is you know, I mean, everything will be given to you. You see, people are trying to tell you, and this is why I call them false brothers too. The people who tells you about the law of manifestation, you can manifest this. You know, I mean, not that you can't, but how is that you using your spirituality for for shit? For I mean, listen, don't get me fucked up. You're supposed to, but the way you're going about it, I mean, it's there's a lack of integrity in it. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is what a lot of you motherfuckers are doing. You're using spirituality for fucking money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you're not looking at the bigger picture, which is you being godlike. Then what you want, I mean, shit, it's just part of it. It becomes an extension of it, but not, you know what I'm saying, not the goal. Not the goal, man. And that's why they're telling you to have a fucking abundant state of mind. That's what Jesus is telling you, man. Look around you. Abundance is all around you. And I had to grow up to that too, to understand that and adapt the fucking abundance, fucking state of mind. And when you do, listen, man, that's how you, for lack of a better term, you weather the storm or you weather whatever the fuck, however the fuck they say that shit. I'm Haitian, nigga. I'm standing behind that shit. Fuck y'all. You know what I mean? What's understood doesn't have to be explained. Hmm. And so now this is just us speaking from a fucking emotional perspective. That's why I tell niggas, yeah, I'm very emotional. You know what I'm saying? Emotional enough to know when to use my emotion and when not to use it. And even either or, I'm still being emotional. Don't get, oh, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you never suppress your fucking emotions, nor your desires. You know, you go for the highest ones, the one that you had to sacrifice yourself to, baby. You have to become the sacrificial lamb. That's the ultimate sacrifice. This is a sacrifice that God takes pleasure in. This is why he sent his only son, put him in flesh, so you understand that transformation, you have to do it yourself. So you understand, just like Jesus did it, motherfucker, I want you to be your best fucking version. And that's what we're truly doing as spiritual healers. That's what all of our ancestors been doing. That's why there's been a lot of fucking Jesuses, and they come in fucking different forms, shape and forms. If you want it to be politically correct. But anyway, now on the flip side of it, to become mentally balanced, oh my God, man, that shit is as valuable as your motherfucking emotions. Because the way you see things, man, is powerful. You're understanding how your mind is being shaped to think. That's a very, very important thing. Because that determines your life. This is why they tell you whoever control your mind, control your life. Now, this is serious business now. You have to understand how your mind works because your intellect determined is part of your vision with your emotions, right? And vice versa. So you want those two different aspects of you to come to be at their 100% for you to become the true illuminated one. I mean, it's called the Illuminati for a reason. You are the light of the world for a reason. This is through those lenses, through those lights. You shine. I mean, you got to bright. I mean, you got to shine through like these different areas, bro. This is you becoming in harmony with you. I'm seeing this picture in my mind like you became that, spiritual guy, the blue, whatever the fuck in that movie. I can't recall the name of that movie. When you truly become that. That's the genie inside of you too. This is when now you truly can talk about education. This is where now you become, what I'm saying, being born again or truly minded. You have the words been made flesh. That's the part of you that you need to awaken. And this is what I'm knocking on. I keep cracking on that. You know what I'm saying? For you to see it. This is what awakening is. Hey, wake up, man. Shaking you out a little bit. Come on, man. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? hmm Oh, we're causing chaos out here, man. Oh, we know, man. Our words are fucking are very loud, man. I speak for the great listeners. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. And this is where even a great speech, or even, what I'm saying, you have to be connected to life, man. You know what I'm saying? This is me giving you, reflecting that mystery right back at you, man. But anyway, going back to being mentally balanced, you have to be aware of these things, man. How is your mind being shaped? How are you conditioned to look at life? You know? So you would have to start to acknowledge the very first thing you probably were introduced to, by your parents. Your school system. Then you have the governmental aspect of that. Then you have society that's telling you, shaping you, you know what I'm saying? Then now you have the church people who's telling you as a young people, this is what you need to believe in. And then now there's a part of you that's like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? This is that fight that you're seeing in those movies. They're trying to show you, you know what I'm saying? What was the name of that movie, right? When those kids went to school, like the different abilities. Because your spirituality, that's your true, genius that needs to be awakened. This is your treasure. When that side of you is wakened, man, it comes out with your gifts, man. Like, listen, man, this is where I tell niggas, don't worry about me, man. I'm already compensated. That's what makes me very expensive too, man. You can't buy me if you got money, man. It's not expensive enough. I'm the true gold digger, man. Your interpretation of gold and mine are different. You don't have enough gold for me, man. I'm saying you can't fuck with me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's another word. It's another way of letting the haters know, man. You can't ever fuck with me, nigga. You know what I mean? It's all good though. Try all you want. You know what I'm saying? It's just a waste of time. You know, how do you live life being a waste of time, man? It's crazy. You're going against the very existence of you even being here. You know what I'm saying? Like when you fake, man, you know what I'm saying, you're not even being yourself. Like even your life is not gonna be right too. It's like you're going against the norm, like the true norms. You're going against nature. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is what blasphemy is, man. This is sinning against the Holy Spirit, man. And that's really shame on you, man. You know, this is whenever you disrespect yourself, man, like, man, you know what I'm saying? But this is where I pray for y'all too, man. They don't know better. They don't know better. Crazy. Crazy. And truly too, I mean, and this is also being said out of compassion too. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the sight. We understand the lack of, you know what I'm saying, emotional intelligence and the mental aspect of it, man. This is through the spirit now I have compassion for the others. Not me feeling like I'm better than you, but having compassion for you. It's a different state of mind, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like I mean I would laugh at you, but it's not even worth laughing. I mean, what is there to laugh about? You see what I'm saying? Like it's not even a laughing matter. You need help, man. That's like you making fun of a nigga that stink, bro. Like, nigga, I mean, shit, I get it, but that's not helping you though. I'd rather give you a soap than making fun of you, man. Because regardless how much fun I make, now after you smell better, maybe we could joke about it. But right now, it's not a joking matter because you fucking up my, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at least for me, that's how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? What did I do, nigga? You know what I'm saying? You punishing me, nigga. Or if your breath stink, that's punishment to me. You see what I'm saying? So this is why certain things to me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's part of, you know what I'm saying? As a man, you look at things from, as you get older, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the same sight. You don't see things the same when you get older, man. The vision gets blurred, like I like to tell them. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But anyway, being mentally, come on, this is your responsibility. I mean, because I wanted to make sure that you understand the urgency of that. That's why I want to emphasize, like, this is your mind, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, for lack of a better term, this is your computer. This is your house. If you don't use it, you lose it. And that goes for everything we do in life. This is why when you don't use yourself, your gifts, how talented can you be if you don't use your own gifts? How valuable would you be to other people? This is why people need to understand a true understanding of what self love is. It's not selfish. Selfish, you only look for external benefit, whereas self love, you loving you from an internal perspective. So now when you do that, it gives you the ability to look at others and see them from an internal perspective. This is why I can have compassion for you. This is why I don't judge you based on your action. I see past that. That's what it means. That's what forgiveness is too. That's why they tell you you only forgive for you. Like for me, I will forgive a nigga and stick it to you at the same time. Because forgiveness and sticking it to you got nothing to do with one another. Like I always tell people, man, we all gotta stand up to our action. That's what really judging you. This is why they tell you, vengeance is of God. If somebody did something, it's not my place to fix them. To No, I mean by fixing them or to even punish them, because that's like saying, yo, someone don't think life the way, don't have the same spiritual understanding of life, and then now I want to kill them. Like, what the fuck? Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, that's crazy, man. I mean, you don't have to have the same perspective as me. In fact, I invite you to have a different perspective. And I go about my way, you go about your way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to follow me? Or why do you feel like I have to follow you? But those are some of the traits when you're not fully healed, you're not fully being yourself, then you somehow need to attach yourself to somebody else. You haven't, and this is a big part of what we're going to be talking about tonight too, when we're talking about projections. But most importantly, how you're going to recollect the different aspect of you. So I want to make sure that I'm setting up, what I'm saying, the foundation for that. And as you can see, this is all needed. This is all part of the conversation. This is all part of the build up too, because you got to start looking at yourself from a different perspective. For you to understand that you are collecting different aspect of yourself, meaning to lose yourself is to gain yourself. And then truly losing yourself, it's not truly you losing yourself, because you never lost yourself in the beginning, but it's for you to understand what it means and how you now have the ability to gain yourself right back. Man, listen, our essence, our ability to go in and out, it's crazy. It's almost like, I know for me, I kind of feel that way. It's almost like you vibrating. I know for me, I'm vibrating on that same, and I'm aware of it. Like I'm really on God's speed, becoming one with nature. And that is, that intelligent, that uh, uh mental correspondence that's taking place. That's what it's called, the Godhead too, for lack of a better term. And it's a lack of better terms because it's more physical. Like it's like at first there is this understanding part of it, and then there's the living experiencing part of it. That's the wisdom of the cauldron. Every magician have them that cup. What you contain, you become that. A man who speak of God who leave his life of God is gonna become a God, man. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, I know what I'm saying. I mean, actually, I'm the one talking to you about it. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're speaking of. There's no higher, and this is why I'm so flattered to be appointed to be even in this fucking position. There's no higher fucking position. There's no fucking higher knowledge than this, than you. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the one creating around us, isn't it not us? This is why it is a misunderstanding on your part when you think somehow Gucci determines who you are. When we created Gucci. Do you see what I'm saying? It should be in your best. This is why it is in your best interest to have, you know what I'm saying, a high end car. Like this is why I tell people, man, technology or even being rich and spiritual, I mean, it doesn't hurt like at all. Luxury has nothing to do with fucking, I mean, it's being intelligent. That's what luxury is. When you check out some of the luxurious restaurants, you have a nigga who's describing the cow to you. This is age cow, whatever the fuck, so how many years, and this is what we recommend for you to. All of that information that this nigga, like, this is what the fuck do you think I'm doing here? Like, this is living a life of quality. A life of quality. Like, this is why I tell niggas, you speak of you wearing designers, but you don't understand what the fuck that is. What's the cut? What's the difference between a Versace and a Dolce Gabbana? Or do you just want to wear it just to say, okay, you the shit now? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you claim to have class, you're not even classy. And this is why a pig with a fucking, if you a pig, bro, like, I don't give a fuck what kind of makeup you put on, you're still gonna be a pig. You know what I'm saying? This is why when you see certain people too, you know who they are. Like, this kid's a star. I know there used to be niggas like when you see that nigga ball in front of you for the first time, you're like, nah, this nigga's going to the, yeah, he's going to the NBA. Yeah, I'm saying that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You are who you are, man. And that's what you have to embrace. Understand your energy. The whole self consciousness thing. Why would that be necessary here? And guess what? That's the only thing you fucking gotta do. There's nothing greater than that. And once you do that, everything else, nigga, rich people are buying arts, man. I tell niggas, buy art, bro. Buy fucking art. It doesn't have to be $1 million, bro. And, you know, it has nothing to do with price, but it has to do with understanding. Why do you need art around you? Come on, man. It's beauty. The whole idea of Oshun looking at a glass and being, you always say, Oshun woman, yeah, but it takes beauty for you to have beauty. Do you know any ugly bitch that's walking around not? I mean, all the cute bitches I used to know in back in fucking in high school, they always knew they were cute. And because they knew they were cute, you know what they were doing? They were keeping themselves as such. That's mean if they're in class, oh, I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? Let me just pop my little thing. Hey girl, how you doing? So you have to cultivate beauty to have beauty. That's what that means. And that's the way life works, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you not. That's why they telling you, man. You cannot fake the. You can't fake the funk. You can fake all you want. Like, this is why faking is a disadvantage to you. You're not even hurting nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what being delusional is. You're living in a fucking delusion. You know what I'm saying? I guess in that sense, we're both sucking our own dicks, but in different levels. Do you see what I'm saying? And shit, man, this is what I called even a spirit, a fucking intellectual masturbation. That's what the illusion is. This is where, unfortunately, the very knowledge that should have helped you now became against you. This is how my light now for somebody else. I mean, man, oh, that's part of me carrying my own cross. I had to carry that cross too. You see what I'm saying? You like you never been around niggas who always think like you trying to be better than them, and you're like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You're like, what? I'm busy like trying to better myself. You think I'm trying to better than you? Be better than you? This shit is crazy. Those are real life experiences, bro. I know for me, that's the cross. I had to carry that shit all along. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe me, those are my scars, man. Scar. Yeah, that's right here. That's scars, man. Yeah, man. But I never look like what I've been through because man, this is when as you become the Christ, man. That's that. Oh man, you able to now. Oh man, you became even brighter, man. I know. I know. Again, this is not from, what I'm saying? This is, if I'm repeating the fucking scriptures, man, no, this is being said understandably, man. We stand on sacred grounds. We're standing on that good foot, man. You have to become a practitioner. I mean, you are that either way. It's either you practice the bullshit or you practice becoming your better version. Which one are you practicing? This is where now people can tell you your action reveals who you are. And that's what niggas are trying to tell you, man. Acknowledge your habits. Everything you do today and you do it again the next day becomes a fucking habit. That's what niggas are trying to get you to acknowledge for you to change your life. Again, how physical is that? It's based on how you're looking at it, right? But this is what I'm trying to get you to acknowledge you are not as physical as you think you are. This is where the mentalist comes in. This is where I tell you niggas to know about the Kabbalion. This is why, and this is where me as a spiritual healer, this is where I come in. And that's the work that I'm doing. Long ass introduction, but hey, here we go. But anyway, let's delve right into it now. So now let me just say this, right? Because we were talking about being mentally balanced. You got to be mentally balanced. You see what I'm saying? And this is where, too, understanding history, you have to make history part of your present life. What does that mean? What took place in the past, I mean, the only how useful, I mean, otherwise, okay, how useful would history be in any one of our lives? This is where, too, you have to acknowledge your ancestors. It's the same connection, in terms of understanding something that already took place. But now you have to be practical with it because now this is why there's a guy, Robert Greene, in his 40-year power of law, he did something very smart. He always took you back to what Napoleon did. But what he was truly doing, it wasn't taking you back to the past. It's just using the past to connect to your right now. And then he's showing you if you don't understand your past, you don't understand your present. Neither. Clever. Very clever. Because for me, as a spiritual healer myself, or as even a writer, I should say, because I started writing, congratulations to me, I guess. I'm embracing all of that shit. So in that sense, my book is going to be something, something to love. because I'm making sure of it. And I don't even need your validation. I know, bitch. You're gonna get that book. I'm like, I know, bitch. Humbly saying, I know, bitch. Not because, in the sense of, I'm expecting, the book to be that big, but it's because of the effort I put into it. There's a different ways of looking at this. Hard work teach me, what I'm saying? This is how you sharpen up you understand is you got to be better. When you mastering your craft, it's you getting yourself better. To be a better musician, you become better at whatever the fuck that you doing first. That's why niggas like fucking Prince was able to walk around and like zing. So you don't think this nigga was able to do it before then? Now he's putting on a show. What you see, this is him putting on a show. This is what the show is. He's showing you how good I am. How with those years of practicing and craftsmanship, and now this is what you seeing in stage. You seeing in stage. This is your hee hee. And this is the type of experience. If you're gonna go see any type of fucking artist who's live, that's what they're giving you. Call it music, whatever the fuck. So it's important. You have to acknowledge you. There's no way around that, man. But anyway, going back to your mental, this is why your mental is very important because it shaped how you see things. So much so, what people are calling the matrix, let me tell you what that is. It's a world that we have created, which is the world that we have created. Let's look at the stock market. All of those things that we have created, right? In addition to a nigga that is a simple business, then now we adding on to certain things. And this is how it becomes a material world, because now your interpretation, because of all these things, it becomes a physical life, right? It becomes, this is part of that reality now. You understand having money is very important. Now you worry about your net worth, but not your self-worth or your self-worth, I guess. But you're concerned with self-worth in terms of, what I'm saying, the price, but not the value. So you have a lot of niggas that got the prices, you got the numbers, but no values. Listen, man. Some people would say this is both, but it's only both when you choose one. You have to choose one. Let me break it down for you. If you're saying money is everything, so then there's no room for nothing else. But if you're saying you can use money to do certain things, then you're saying money's not everything. What are you saying? I'm trying to get you to see something here. If you say money's not everything, this is why when you are of the spirit, you it means you transcended this life. Like for me, when I become known with my spirit, this is why, what I'm saying, like, nigga, smoking weed or drink, and then you telling me I'm not spiritual. It's like, no, I'm not. I guess I'm not. Do you see what I'm saying? It's I'm saying that to say it's like when you become spiritual too, it's like you also like when you see when the guys in the fucking matrix, you automatically bypass the physical limitations. This is why the niggas after they left the Matrix, when they went back in the Matrix, they were looking better than when you look at Neo from how ugly he used to look, and then when he unplugged, this nigga was looking better in the Matrix. Do you understand what I'm saying? Meanwhile, he was not connected to the Matrix. This is what true wealth is. The nigga who have God and that got money, this is what his life is like. He got the best of everything, which is a beautiful family, money that he could use to do whatever the fuck he wants, but yet at the same time, not knowing that money's not everything. How beautiful is that? You tell me, nigga. How valuable is that? Having money and then yet knowing that money's not everything at the same time. I can help, but yet at the same time, I'm able to do the things that I want, but I also have enough money. Niggas don't fuck with me. Lack of better terms. See, again, when you seek the kingdom of God, you got everything. So when you are just looking to manifest shit, you don't acknowledge who you are. It's like this is why that's what Jesus also meant. Like what would it worth for you to gain the whole world and you lost your soul? Do you see what I'm saying? It's almost like a nigga that has a lot of money who killed his fucking self. Does the money matter? Well, if you're not happy, that's what people are telling you, man. If you not, how, man? You could put on a face. People could see you buying shit, or you could buy as much shit as you like. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You know what's up. And here's something else too. You don't have to take it from me if you think I'm too broke for your ass. Nigga, look at all the motherfuckers that fucking got money. They tell you the same thing, man. Money does not give you happiness, man. 50 Cent turn around and tell you, nigga. Yeah, they would still like to have their money. I'm saying, I don't know one of these niggas that would say, man, I would rather be broke. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 Cent told you, like his success cost him. But he never said, man, I would have traded my success. Nah, man. It gives you something else. That's what sacrifice is, man. You must die. All of us must die. For you to be the person that you are, there's somehow your mom and dad. I'm not saying it has to always be a dysfunctional shit, but it's part of it, bro. If it's not dysfunctional, good. You still have to see it for yourself. Because the point of having a good mom and a dad is for you to have a better psyche, right? For you to be a better person, having a better understanding, a better life support, and then now that would help you to make better life decisions. Is it not the fucking point? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes living in the ghetto, man, you know what I'm saying, not having mom and dad can help you to do that too. That's what I'm saying. How do you think niggas made it out of the fucking hood, nigga? How do you think niggas made it out of the hood? Niggas have to hop, man, like jump over shit, nigga. That's how you dealing with your fucking haters, man. You have to learn how to dealing with your snakes. To get out of that fucking environment, that's where I came from, nigga. Living among the deads. And as acknowledging yourself, you becoming you shit. You have to, listen, man. You have to understand you are legend. hmm But anyway, so I think I'm gonna summarize. Shit, maybe I should do a part two, man, because I didn't think I was gonna. But all of that was fucking needed, though. Let's delve so right into it. So we only talked about the school part of it, not being human side of it, and unfortunately, and here's something else too: the world that we're living in is an actual result of the way that we're thinking. There's a reason why all these jails are being created. Well, you believe it or not. I mean, listen, man. When you looking at even all the crimes, man, they are all spiritual based. A lot of hatred. It's hate, the Cain and Abel shit. Like I've been through it myself. When my shit comes out, you'll see, you'll know. Man? I mean, being illegally adopted. You know what I'm saying? Like I was shit, man. I was technically buried alive, not knowing my identity, truly who I am, and still don't know. I mean, I have an idea now. There's other, I know what needs to be. I mean, what I need to know. You know what I'm saying? I know what I need to know to plead my case. If that makes any sense. But more information, man, is definitely welcome, man. To know, like me not knowing my true mom, bro, my true family. That this shit is crazy, man. I mean, I embrace the spiritual side of it, and it also helped me to to embrace that part of me too. But it's also crazy, bro. And then now you understand, damn, man, with every spiritual lesson or spiritual ability that you have, there's a cost to it too, man. There's a cost to it, bro. Look at all the people, the figured in the fucking Bible. Abraham, Job, you know what I'm saying? All those figures, Jesus, even the Son of God, bro. If you want to be dramatic, of course, but I mean, the idea is for you to see beyond it. But anyway, let's be dramatic. Even Jesus, bro. But I mean, God is, it's not, it's, you got to come play, man. Even if you want to look at the Old Testament, there were sacrifices being made. So you sacrificing one way or another. Then you got the New Testament. Then now you become the sacrifice, nigga. Just when you thought sacrificing was done. Just when you thought like shit. Now instead of your chicken, instead of your other thing, now you are the sacrifice. And that's what comes with the new Adam. That's what the new world is. That's what the Christ consciousness is all about. And this is the sight that I'm trying to give you. And this is the true meaning of Christ in your life, which is that secondary, which is a deeper understanding of that same reality that you're already in. And then now at this point, to successfully collect those different pieces of you. And this is what we're going to be talking about tonight, man. So I'm bypassing spirituality because I felt like a big bulk of what we were talking about was already that. So I'm not gonna waste time on that. So let's get right into it, man. So I made a recording where I was talking about projection. Projection, pretty much what I was saying is, and that was a big lesson for me as I was, collecting my different pieces, for lack of better terms, right? It was like I started to acknowledge the connection between the so-called people that I loved and myself. It's almost like when I saw guys like Eddie Murphy, right? When I saw guys like fucking Muhammad Ali, it's like I loved them, Mike Tyson, but I didn't know why. I thought I loved them because of them. Oh, look at what he did. He knocked out, or look at how this motherfucker's talking, the fast talk, him making fun, saying, what I'm saying, the such a fucking, oh man, great speaker, great narrator of all time. But here's what I didn't know though. I was fascinated with that because of me, not because of him. This is important for you to understand, for you to collect your pieces back. Through the Horus, if you know about that whole story, you know what I'm saying, the Seth Horus, which is the Christ consciousness, and then with Isis collecting, which is the knowledge, the feminine energy. This is what you're doing. You're collecting. As I became awakened, the Horus in me, the sun, that tapping into that new intelligence now. I'm discovering new things with knowledge and understanding about me. I'm awakening, collecting those pieces of me. And which I understand, losing yourself to gain yourself. That's what we're talking about here tonight. How you were once lost and now you are found. But you're being found by collecting those different pieces. So, in that recording where I talk about projection, guys like Eddie Murphy and shit that I loved. I mean, not taking anything away from him, but I love the nigga. It was because of me, to be honest. And I still love him too. Don't get it fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But Eddie, nigga, I love me, nigga. It was because of me, nigga. And this is why I understand I have to be the best of me. Because through my shine, I'm helping you to see your light. What his light was for him was also my light. Not a light for me to follow him, but it was my light for me to see the light in me. That's what the awakening is. This is what, when you see a nigga, this is what Obama should be in your life. So Obama is also a form of Christ consciousness for every black niggas. Not necessarily that you can be president. I mean, you could go that route if you want to. He's also representing that. But most importantly, man, despite the ads, or you could do whatever the fuck you want. This is where, like, for me, that's what I see when I see, like, Barack fucking Obama. But the nigga in itself, nigga, please, is everything you have experienced. The nigga in itself is what you have experienced. But the image, his message, and it was something else too. I mean, I'm not sure if he ever verbally say these things, but guess what? His words are not even needed because his actions speak louder than that. This is where your action is important. This is what you do in life goes on to fucking eternity, man. This little nigga, this Kenyan nigga, action, it will be speaking forever. This nigga is history in his motherfucking self, whether you want it or not. That's a bad motherfucker too. Hey, I gotta tip my hat too, man. But the politician, that's not for me. Fuck you. The politician nigga, you know what I'm saying? That side of that nigga. I mean, you may say, hey, how can you choose one side? Hey, nigga, I did. You know what I'm saying? But that goes to show you too, this is not personal. Because I look at both sides and I chose. This is not a biased perspective because I don't see the other side of him. I'm letting you know I see more than him. So when I say fuck Obama, you understand too. When I say too, yo, man, I fuck with Obama. That's what I'm into. They both true statements. Fuck them. I fuck with them. It's tomatoes, tomatoes. Because ultimately it has to be you though. Mm-hmm. It's like he made history. What's your history? You know what I'm saying? This is no hate. You know what I'm saying? But how do you truly acknowledge somebody else's if you're not doing yours though? You see what I'm saying? Now if you're a follower, that's something else. You know what I'm saying? This is where a fisherman recognizes, like the niggas that I give respect to, I truly give them respect. I truly respect them. In fact, I mean, if this is not showing respect, in ultimate respect, I mean, I don't know what the fuck is. And respecting doesn't mean sucking anybody's dick neither. And this is why when you respect someone, you don't have to suck their dick neither. If you catch my drift. You know what I'm saying? This is why a nigga like Floyd, man, you gotta respect him. You can disagree with him. Hell yeah, I disagree with him. You know that? But you're gonna respect him though. It is what it is. But anyway, let's delve right into it now. So now you have something called your projection, and I made a whole recording about that, which I would strongly, recommend. I mean, because I wasn't in that bag, but for the sake of what I'm using it here, though, because that could also be, I guess, a projection 2.0 or part two. Well, no, nah, I think I'm gonna keep my fucking title. But anyway, just to summarize that real quick. So a lot. This is why it's important. This is why what our ancestors understood when we had our idols. When you worship, when you have your fucking, let's just say statues. That's what you're doing. You are acknowledging those different aspects of yourself. You bringing that shit out. Just like when you see a scary statue and you call it the fucking demonic. That's you being afraid, bitch. The nigga that's not afraid of it, it's not demonic to them. So, but I'm saying that to say too, there's a part of you that is being that's and oh, the part of projection that I forgot to mention. I guess I'm saying it now. You know, there's a positive projection. I guess what I was saying by seeing Muhammad Ali the way he was speaking. Obviously I don't speak like the men, but you can see like why I would be fascinated with the way he was. You know what I'm saying? I murdered a rock. This nigga said, man, I'm so sick, I make medicine. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick, man. Like, damn. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I was in that class taking notes. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. So you could see their beauty in me, but I can assure you, you looking at my own beauty though. Without taking anything away from them, without giving them too much of what they didn't do for me neither. So in other words, this is me embracing it all. So when you're projecting, and this is what you need to understand, the same thing happens when you see something in people that you don't like. This is you, nigga. Because I could tell you right now what you don't like in somebody. I could see that same exact thing and not giving a fuck. Or having somebody else not giving a fuck anyway, unless if they feel the same way as you. If you guys share the same feelings. Or maybe you probably didn't know, but this is the connection. This is when you never hear people say, I mean, you bunding misery love companies and shit. You know what I'm saying? That if do you have that kind of shit going on, like your shit is deep. But anyway, we're not even here for that. I'm not, I swear to God, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that at all. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta worry. You don't gotta feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You will not be able to take it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Trigger something, huh? Mhm. That's part of my job too. Part of who I am. Part of what we're doing. But anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Mhm. Mm. So what you don't like in somebody is also talking about you. What you're impatient about is talking about you. Nothing is interesting if it's not interested or if you're not interested. This is why, and this is how I always try to let people know you are the way. Whether you take accountability or you don't take accountability, whether you say you can or whether you say you can't, somebody did it, and your footprint is all over it. Your acknowledgement at this point doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters for you, for your growth, to make sure you keep your finger printed correct or not even being seen. You know what I'm saying? So, in that sense, it matters. But in turn, this is why your deeds, like people will tell you, man, like, this is why if you're not conscious of what you're doing, that's why the living dead is. You can either control your action or your action is controlling you. Either or. It's either or. This is why I tell people that's why it's important for you to master your mind. When I talk about certain things or even the government or whatever the fuck, the idea is not to go against no fucking body. Who gives a fuck? Because this reality is way greater than that. There's no fucking greater reality than spirituality, niggas. Whether you call it government, you call it whatever the fuck, there's nothing. In fact, the greater the fucking government, the more intelligent that government's gonna have. That's why you see it in fucking Egypt and these niggas over here trying to do the same thing. When you have a country that has its own central intelligence, or even to have something just like the FBI, I mean that's they understand the power of God, nigga. Do you see what I'm saying? There's no I mean shit. That's something big. That's what Egypt has, man. Then you have your mystery schools. I mean, come on, man. You're going to have certain things. And then the mystery schools was not open to everybody, not because of how spooky you motherfuckers trying to make it today, but because not everybody's on that level. You can't cast pearls before swine, man. This is why you have to have your rites of passage. Let's get to know your mind. Are you ready to talk about certain things? Or even are you ready for you to see certain things? You know what I'm saying? Certain things you may see when you don't have certain mind for it that could fuck up your mind fuck your sight for the rest of your life. That's what happened to a kid when they're being raped or they're being emotionally. It's like kid was not ready for that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Not mentally. Like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? I can't recall who was saying that, but he was saying how Cosby was his idol, and then how shocked he was. You know what I'm saying? That's like when you hold someone to a certain high regards. I think that's what it was, but I can't recall the person who was talking about it, right? And then it's almost like, when you see the motherfucker talking on television, he doesn't use profanity. He doesn't do that. And then when you meet the nigga in person, the nigga say, "Hey, what's up, nigga? Like, what's up? What's popping?" Like, what the fuck? So it was something similar like that he was talking about. Like, and then he's seen how much of a nigga this nigga was. Who the fuck was that? I can't recall, but somehow I'm tapping into that. I don't know if it was Panic that was talking about it. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say, I'm saying all of that to say, your mind, how you're looking at things, or even, I mean, shit. Even when you talk about the government, whatever the fuck, it's a small part of it. I mean, a small, big part, but it's the bigger part. It's just what makes it so small is because there's nothing greater than you. I mean, what makes it big is that now they're not allowing you to be you. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. So my shit is really, it may sound like anti whatever the fuck, but my concern is it goes way beyond that. Like, I don't even give a fuck about that. This is truly for educational purposes. This is why the Christ never like. Did you see Jesus? Who was Jesus for? The left or the right wing? Like, who was it? It tells you the same thing. How hard it may be even for a rich man to get into the kingdom of God. In fact, what he's truly saying is these motherfuckers function. What they're doing is even blocking them from even, to get to know who they fucking are. Just like for you too, it may be harder for you as you're thinking you being involved or evolving, and then you thinking you see some shit, and then like you're saving humanity or your community, and this is where that becomes. I mean, it's blinding you now. Meanwhile, are you not doing something good? Yes, you are. Your intention is good, but this is where the lack of knowledge is fucking you up. This is the nigga now that's telling you, man, vote or die. They're giving you half truths, man. Is that shit truthful too? Yes, but it's half truth. It's not the whole truth. In other words, this is what you got. You got a government or school system or whatever ever other system or even a scientific system that's giving you half shit. This is why we talk about ma'at. This is why when we're talking about this spirituality, we're telling you, hey, it's not a half, meaning it's not this side versus that side. It's both sides. And this is called, again, the tree of life. In life, for you to be a person, guess what you need, man? You need to have both your security and your insecurity. You have to learn how to be insecure enough for you to be secure, and you have to be secure enough for you to know for you to be insecure, nigga. Because you also learn from your insecurities, which later on will help you to build a greater security. And then now with that greater security, now you have to learn how to be insecure enough to keep growing. That's why they're telling you, nigga, learn how to be uncomfortable. It could be said in so many different fucking ways, but this is just showing you in your reality, you're dealing with good and bad. So to separate that shit is to separate even yourself. I cannot separate my experience, the person I was born, how I was raised, how I was kidnapped with my spirituality. It all comes together, bro. Good and bad experiences, bro. And this is the knowledge I'm teaching you to eat from the tree of life. That's why the Kabbalion, when they talk about the law of correspondence, good and evil, they help you to understand that. What you call good can be bad. And what you call bad can be good. A nigga that was raised broke, I know sometimes. That's why I tell niggas I fast. You know why I fast? I fast because I understand the wisdom of hunger. There's wisdom in being hungry, man. There's a lot of wisdom in being broke, man. But how you look at it, how you use it, that's totally on you. Being broke for me teach me how to use my money more effectively. Know what to buy, no, not what to buy. Know how to invest my money even better. Because now, just like there's an African saying that says, when you carry your own water, you care for every drop. So I fast because I understand the wisdom of hunger. And even being hungry, that's very good for your body too. Your metabolism is working. You're fasting. You know what I'm saying? You're detoxing your body. You gotta have hunger in your life, man. Meanwhile, niggas out are telling you, hey man, you gotta eat 3 times a day. But your body to be very efficient, like a furnace, burning heat, that's what fasting help you with. And it helps you with clarity in your mind. It also helps you to acknowledge your own fucking emotion too. Like for me, I had to realize I had parasites, or you know what I'm saying, like you crave a certain things, and then you realize I wasn't really craving that. That is true. This is why fasting, not my nigga. The benefit of hunger. That's why I tell him I fast, man. You see, again, those are practical things. And this is how fasting bring you closer to God, which is a better version of you acknowledging yourself. And in return, like I never know anybody who treat other people like the people that I know who treat people better. There are people who you got to have a great acknowledgement about your own feelings. I mean, if you're not faking, it's a big part of you. But anyway, I was talking about all of that to say, man, the transformation, the practicing part of you being you. It has to be cultivated too. You have to excavate to bring that self, the learning part of it, the you going in and out. The rhythm, oh man, you becoming one with Nate. Listen, there's no other way outside of it. And those spiritual leaders, man, that's what they stood for, to let you know, hey, you can do it too. We've done it. Hey, this is us on the other side. Jump, have faith, do this, do that, jump. But I get it. Nobody jumps the first time. But over time, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's why it takes a very small amount of faith, bro. You got to know. You have to experience it. Very little amount it takes for you to experience you, bro. Give it a shot. That's that little. That's that little. That's that little seed. Give it a shot, and then fully emerge. You give it a shot, you emerge. That's what giving it a shot is. I mean, otherwise, how do you give it a shot if you give it half of a shot, nigga? To give it a shot, you got to give it a shot. Give it a shot. And this is how you get to go in places where no man has ever gone before. And this is what we're doing as we've gone in those spaces. We're coming back, going down the mountain, so to speak, like Moses giving you those laws. In other words, we're telling you, get your ass up there, bro. Oh, what was it? Get up there. How was it like? Get up there. I could tell you what it was like, but you're gonna have to get up there though. This is one of those things like you truly will never know, even if I tell you. Because after when you know it and then we talk about it, it's like, yeah, I know it. I know you know what I mean. This is one of those things. And this is what life is all about. Regardless of what I tell you, my niggas. What makes a great book a good book? Same thing. You would have to experience it, making it count in your life. In fact, how good would it be if somehow you have not, that knowledge has not been made to flesh? So the practicality of life, man, you can't get rid of it. So this is why, man, to recollect yourself. But anyway, let's get back to that. Recollecting yourself. So now when you understand projection, the positive projection, the negative projection, it's all about you. Then now the collecting part is for you to acknowledge that. So by me acknowledging that the reason why I love Eddie was not because of Eddie, but at the same time was because of Eddie, but not because of Eddie. Now I'm recollecting pieces about me. I'm knowing myself better. I stood for the same thing that he stood for when he was at his age or whatever the fuck. That's really what I was championing. Muhammad Ali, same thing. Same thing that I stand for. And then I realized, guess what, man? The reason why this nigga didn't like this Bill Cosby is the same reason why. Well, I don't know if he doesn't like him, but I mean, because for me, that's why I didn't fuck with him. There is a difference, right? because it's not like, I mean, you hate a nigga, but it's like, nah. And that was Bill Cosby for me, man. Martin, I like Martin a lot better. That was more niggas for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Didn't necessarily trying to claim to be niggas, but they were more being who they are. Whereas what Cosby now was more like, that society, this is how you got to speak, this is how you got to act. You know, you behave a certain way, you behave that way, and now he becomes, America's best dad. Actually, the best nigga to initiate that was all mind control too. So he understood what the fuck he was doing and what he represented too. You understand what I'm saying? But all that shit, when it comes with spirit, niggas are gonna be niggas. You know, man? Like for me, respectfully, whoever the fuck, however the fuck came before me, I'm gonna be me. And that's what Eddie Murphy said the hardest shit too. This nigga said, hey, the best advice is no advice. And I understand what he means. Not that he's not open to give you an advice, not that he wouldn't want to give you an advice. Not at all. But also because he understands, hey man, you got to find your own path. Advice on what? You need not to understand certain things. In other words, you got to fall for you to rise. That goes for everybody. And my falling is not your falling. So in other words, kind of like you got to go through with your own fucking self. Yeah, we all got to go through it. You got to find your own genius. And this is what the Christ consciousness represented for all of us. If the Bible doesn't mean something personal into your life, I mean, you just, it's imaginary at this point. You're not living it. So therefore, you don't even know what the book is really talking about. But anyway, to collect your pieces now, you have to understand projection. So good or bad, but all of it is to help you to see you. That's why you follow your passion. Because a part of you is guiding you to where you need to go. This is where your intuition comes in too. And I got to speak to you guys about that. Your intuition is not a safety net. Oh, I had to learn that the hard way. Well, it's always been God over everything for me. Well, as a result, hey, that's how it's going to go. So your intuition will guide you to where you need to be, the lesson you need to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like my intuition, like with my baby mother, like me personally, I know I'm like, no, not this bitch. But my intuition said, yes, this bitch. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it wasn't emotional. And it was like, it was God. Like like I knew this is it. You had to do that, dog. But I also knew not to, I was there for the lesson. You know how people tell you, I knew there was, well, how are you gonna know some people are there in your life for a lesson and others for a blessing? However the fuck people say that shit. So your intuition would have to guide you there. There would have to be some divine thing in it. So this is why for me, and I made a whole recording talking about attaining a state of perfection. I mean, I don't even judge anymore, man. And this is where, not giving you fucking advice is the best advice. Nigga, you got to go through your own shit. And even me giving you the spiritual shit here is to help you to see it for you. And when you truly understand that, that's why God is everywhere. Because ultimately, and this is why, man, what was this motherfucking name, man? The nigga with the afro, man. Morgan Freeman. This nigga did the most incredible shit ever. Yeah, I'm calling this nigga out. The most divine God gangster shit ever. He had a show where he was just traveling among the planet. That's how powerful that shit is. This nigga's trying to get you to see, hey, motherfucker, people been talking about God all along. It's not just you. Have a deeper understanding about God. That's what this nigga was doing. And then that nigga tells you, you know what? We're just gonna go on a trip. Like he doesn't even know to begin with. What was that urge, motherfucker? Namaste, man. Great masters, man. I'll acknowledge these guys. Yo, this is all part of the all part of studying the game, right? I got a few ideas myself. I'm saying just a few ideas. But anyway, helping you to free yourself, to have a greater understanding about who you are by understanding, hey man, how you operate. But not just that, but how the divine God all along has always been needed in men, like regardless of what fucking religion, what tribe, wherever the fuck you come from. So that alone should put you on a bigger quest now to be like, okay, so who is God? And that's what happens to a lot of us. That's why we go through different religion early on, which I did myself. I understand the path. And I also understand, unfortunately, the ones who had stopped evolving, they just go with fucking religion. But had they kept going, the more you know about yourself, you understand the book is there to serve you. The more of the book you become. And then the lesser that you invest in the book, now your most investment in the book is in you. Whereas the nigga who's now investing in the book, there's nothing in them that has nothing to do with the book. That's why the book is not beneficial to them. Ironically, the very book that they think they're using to help them is the exact book that's fucking them up. But anyway, collecting your pieces, man. So understand projection, understand, oh man, and there's so much we could talk about too. That would go very deep. But I would be for a whole other conversation though. Because I was able to tap. In fact, oh man, no, that's too much. That's too much. Yeah, just my meditative shit. But going back to collecting your pieces, you know, by you understand, that's when the law of correspondence comes in. What you see in the outside, what you love, and this is why we use going back to our statues, old goo and all that shit. So for some people who say why writing something down, by writing it down, what makes it powerful, just like those statues. They have the same thing. They're making anything that is dormant. Now you have the ability to see it. That's what your superhero does for you. Whoever you believe, that's why you need to embrace all of it. Bring all of it out. And this is how the Egyptians, we use statues. It wasn't used, to worship clay. That's stupid motherfucker saying that shit. But the true masters, we understood, we were, what I'm saying? That's how you part of the excavation of what's inside of you to make it more alive through that. That was a tool. And that is still a tool. I'm letting you in on the inside. That's private information, if you're asking me. Okay. And that's part of what the mystery school deals with. But I totally understand. This is why, for me, I'm totally against, like revealing a lot of things online. I'm totally against that because I understand it, man. You know what I'm saying? The good shit in the wrong hand. You know what I'm saying? It makes it a bad shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this is why a lot of our, some listen, man. But anyway, recollecting yourself, losing yourself. Because all of those pieces, by losing yourself, what you're doing is that's why it's good to go on the outside first. Acknowledge who the fuck you like. Follow whoever the fuck you like because it's revealing something about you. Even your friends too. Help to use it as a tool. Then now as you helping yourself, and then you're gonna realize either it's a weakness because you would know you would need to improve on that. And then if it's a strength, you will know you will need to build on that. You will know. For instance, if there's something that you don't like, I mean, because you don't like what you don't like, right? So you have to acknowledge what is it that you don't like. And that's how you make peace with what you don't like, or you like what you don't like by acknowledging it. And that's what being healthy is all about. To maintain a healthy understanding, a healthy mind, you still deal with the bullshit, but you come to terms with what the fuck the bullshit is. You acknowledge the bullshit for the bullshit. It's just the bullshit. Just the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so losing yourself, this is why follow your, follow your gifts, whatever that you are inspired by. It's another form of you being broke down into pieces. Because what you're gonna do is what you're gonna realize is that a lot of the people that you like, or all this different aspect of yourself, it's revealing something about you. Do you see what I'm saying? As a spiritual healer, I'm always about, what I'm saying, being smart instead of sounding smart. So a guy like fucking Cosby, I would never like him. There's nothing for me to like in him, even though I didn't know what it is or what it was. But I always felt like I respected him, but nah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he funny, but you know what I'm saying? Then when you go and watch Martin now, you know what I'm saying? You know that was some nigga shit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to get you to see the different perspectives. Then you have a guy like Eddie Murphy, but most importantly, a lot of these things are also in you too, right? Depending on what kind of person you are, right? Because a lot of the people who are, if I'm standing up now, that's because I always stood up, in so many words, right? I always knew. Some of us, we don't know what is it that we stand for. This is where the quest comes in. The whole alchemist, or the book, the alchemist, it's all about that. It's all about losing yourself to find yourself. That's why you go on a fucking journey. That's why you going on the outside. That's why you merging, you're doing all of that. And then to realize all this time it was you. So to lose yourself, you're going to find yourself by collecting those pieces. But you have to understand, this is why you need to acknowledge, all of these things. If you're led by a certain statue, go get it. Because it's telling you something about yourself on a subconscious level that you may not acknowledge yet. But now what you're doing by having that statue, whatever the fuck it is that you bringing it to life. It's no longer dormant. Now you acknowledging it. And that's why you have to surround yourself by those statues. I'm only tipping once. I'm not tipping twice. So all of that shit was all mental. And the Egyptians, we understood that. And that was the wisdom behind it. It was never because of the clay, because of all that. No, 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 no. That's why, they value the God in them. through the use, and gold was a whole other shit too. Now that one, I'm gonna talk about that on a different one because I tap into it too. I'm like, ooh, yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? These niggas, listen, man, they know how to use conductors. So they had different part of their body where certain gold were specifically at. You know what I'm saying? They know it was Emmy somehow pulling the light inside of them. This is why these niggas, they knew they were God amongst men. They understood that. They had materialized that. They know how to pull that out successfully. And then down the line, that's what Haitian niggas now could do with Veve. You know what I'm saying? Now with the Veve, they could, you know what I'm saying? This is why art and God too always goes hand in hand. So the visual part of it, you being the alchemist, how you putting all that things together, you know what I'm saying? It's on you. But anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it here. If I feel like there's a part two, because I felt like I feel like there's more things that I need to touch on when it comes to losing yourself to gain yourself, and which they are. So most likely there's gonna be a part two. That's pretty much what I'm saying. But with all of that being said, before I let you go, always remember, man, for you to do, you is to be. Again, I didn't talk about spirituality again, but all of this was spirituality. And again, this is how we are. This is the reality of all realities. And this is where this type of knowledge is not being taught in school. They feeding just the physical part of you, which means now you're missing out on the spiritual side. Whereas when you're feeding on the spiritual side, it allows you feed your material side better. And that's what the understanding of, because you claim you know, then you don't know. And then the nigga that claims he doesn't know because he knows, and he's the one who knows. This is the parables. Listen, man. This is the whole aspect. I mean, it's mysterious in itself. How do you not embrace that? So that's what I wanted you to remember. But most importantly, man, listen, if you're not true to you, you're always gonna be false to somebody else. And if you're not false to you, you're always gonna be true to somebody else. You feel me? And always remember the remedy of the pain is in the pain. Haitien. Mali.